it's Dorothy Guining with Scrapbooking Quebec. Today I'm here for the Scrapbook Nerd Online Shop. The design team is working on fall themed projects this week, and my plan is to document my husband's hot pepper harvest. That's the page you see on the screen. Here's what I'm going to be using. I have material from the Simple Stories Stay Cozy collection, and I got all of this at the Scrapbook Nerd Online Shop, so I will link up the shop as well as everything I'm using in the description box below. So here's what I have on my desk. I'm going to show you this 4x12 photo because I plan to create a title with that later on. I have a handful of photos. I pre-selected my paper from this collection in advance, and I'm going to show you in a minute the solids cardstock pack. Basically, Simple Stories is coming out with these different families of colors of cardstock, and I'm absolutely loving them. I also have a couple cut apart sheets. I plan to embellish with that later on, as well as a sticker sheet and some foam thickers. I have a tray full of bits and bobs beside me, and I do have my art bin full of dies because I will be doing some die cutting in this video. Now, what I did off camera is I cut down 2 strips of paper. That's going to create a large border towards the top of the page, and I'll put measurements for all of this on the screen. And I'm selecting my photos here. Now I'm hesitating between 2 photos, one large one and one small one, or 3 small ones. And as much as I love that photo of the jars, what I really want here is a representation of my story. So for that, I think these 3 photos I selected are better. I have the peppers, a bowl of peppers, a close-up. I have my husband in his garden, as well as some hot sauce that he made. So this is kind of a sampling of the story. What I did there was create a photo mat for these 3 photos. And now what I'm going to do is adhere everything that I have cut so far because I'm starting to get too many little pieces on my desk. So I'm going to adhere this border to the top of the page. And when I adhere the photos to that photo mat, you're going to notice I adhere the photo to the left first, then I will adhere the photo on the far right next, and finally I will adhere the middle photo. I will position it in between those 2 photos, and I find adhering 3 photos in that order is the easiest way to place the photos at an equal distance. Anyway, just a little trick there. Now what I'm doing is creating a layered photo mat. So I took that gingham paper there, I cut it down at 5.5 inches, but what I want to do is create something interesting at the bottom of this strip of paper. So I'm getting out these dies from Pink Fresh Studio. It's part of their Essentials collection, and I will put them in the description box below. I'm hesitating. There are like 5 dies in this collection, and I selected 2 of them. So I have that pointy one that I just cut out, and I also have this scalloped one. And if you look closely, there is some detailed stitching embossed on it. They are super, super beautiful. Anyway, I cut both of them out, and now I'm additioning them both. I end up going with the scalloped one. You'll see that later on. I'm showing you these tags cut aparts. One side are very colorful, and the flip side, the one I'm using, has journaling lines on it. So I'm showing you right now how I created that row of tags at the top right. Basically, what I did was I scored a line in between the tags. On the tags, you're going to notice there is angled lines at the top of the tags, but it's filled in with paper because it comes from a 12x12 paper paste. Anyway, what I did was I folded it over and I used the line, the angled line, as a guide to cut that with my trimmer. And basically, by folding it and doing that, it gave me equal angles on both of the tags. So I did that with the 3 tags in the top right-hand corner. Now you can see I've got out my die cutting machine as well as those alpha dies. They are from Pink Fresh Studio. It's called the Adore Alpha collection. I don't think those are available in the shop right now, but there are different letter dies available in the shop. And so what I did was I cut out the word hot peppers. Also, when I stopped the camera, what I did was I cut another 3 sets of letters in scrap white cardstock. So each one of those letters is backed in 3 layers of white cardstock. And you'll see at the very end of this video in the close-ups, it kind of creates a chipboard look. So now I've decided I'm going to go with that scalloped edge with that yellow gingham paper. So I trimmed that down. I adhered the tags behind that row of photos. Basically on that row of tags, that's where I will be placing my title. I'm going to be putting most of my embellishing along those tags, and it's going to create quite a heavy shelf. So I'm adhering all of this together, kind of like my mini page. A little later on, I end up having to move those tags over a little bit more towards the left, simply because I tried to fit in another journaling tag and I didn't have enough room. So I adhere that to the page. You're going to see me get out my title on wax paper and kind of position it on these tags, and it will overlap the photo a little bit. But what happens here is I stop the camera and my camera doesn't work anymore for some strange reason. So what I did off camera was I got out that sticker sheet as well as those foam thickers, and I selected a few embellishments, basically for that shelf that you see underneath the photos, as well as a few for the top right hand corner, the right hand corner of that grouping of photos. So I adhered that sticker down with the flowers on the shelf just above the letter P, and now what you see me doing is adhering my title along the shelf. I've slowed this down considerably because I really wanted to explain my embellishment selection, because I did lose that footage. Again, very, very sorry about that. However, I do stop the film, continue adhering my title, and now you can see that I have my shelf underneath there. That a medallion, that circle that is just to the left of the word hot, it says Hello Fall. That is from the foam thickers pack. That one there is on foam adhesive. And now what you see me doing is kind of working in that top right corner. So I have 2 file tabs from that sticker sheet. I also end up getting out a little bouquet of flowers that I put on white cardstock and pop up on foam adhesive, and later on I end up adding a few leaves. Again, you'll see that in the close-ups at the end. What I'm doing right now is creating reinforcers for those 4 tags. So all I'm doing is using a hole punch and a 3/4 inch circle punch, and that creates a ring, and I put it around the holes of those tags, and then I come in with some twine. That is from Lawn Fawn, and I end up adding twine to all 4 of those tags. So basically, most of the embellishments is along that shelf where the title is, the journaling box is, and I just added a small repeat in that top right corner. I just felt there was so much going on underneath the photo. I didn't need a whole lot in the top. Anyway, here are the close-ups. As you can see, the letters are quite thick there. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to the Scrapbook Nerd YouTube channel or my channel, Scrapbooking Quebec, we would be thrilled if you did. Also, don't forget to check out the Scrapbook Nerd Online Shop. They're getting new stuff all the time. Thank you so, so much for watching, and have a fantastic day. Bye-bye.